Trump escapes death twice. Nostradamus' shocking prophecies revealed. Nostradamus, the legendary French seer whose prophecies have captivated the world for centuries, penned a staggering 942 prophetic quatrains in his renowned work, Les Prophéties. Through his cryptic verses, Nostradamus is believed to have foreseen many world-changing events, often with an eerie degree of accuracy. Time and again, his words have been interpreted to correspond with major historical occurrences, stirring up endless debates and intrigue. Among these prophecies are quatrains that many believe reference Donald Trump, the 45th President of the United States, and his encounters with death. Recent events in 2024, particularly 2 assassination attempts on Trump, have reignited the conversation about Nostradamus and his predictions. Could it be that the prophet foresaw not just 1, but 2 assassination attempts on Trump? And what does this imply for the future? The prophetic quatrain that foretold Trump's fate. The quatrain in question reads, "Century. Parmi me. The great man will be struck down in the day by a thunderbolt, an evil deed foretold by the bearer of a petition. According to the prediction, another falls at nighttime, conflict at Reims, London, and pestilence in Tuscany." Nostradamus' use of symbolism often leaves room for interpretation, but analysts have pointed out that the great man, described in this verse, could very well be Donald Trump. His 2016 presidential campaign centered on the slogan, "Make America Great Again," which has led many to associate Trump with the label of the great man. The thunderbolt is widely interpreted as a metaphor for a sudden and unexpected event, such as an assassination attempt. Nostradamus often used vivid language to describe impactful moments, and many scholars and enthusiasts argue that this line aligns with the recent assassination attempts on Trump. The first assassination attempt, July 2024. On July 13, 2024, an outdoor rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, turned into a near tragedy when Donald Trump was targeted in a shocking assassination attempt. The attacker, Thomas Matthew Crooks, positioned himself on a nearby rooftop, armed with an AR-15 style rifle. As Trump was delivering his speech, Crooks opened fire, injuring several people in the crowd, including Trump, who was struck in the right ear. The swift response of a Secret Service sniper neutralized the gunman, but not before Crooks had caused significant chaos. The assassination attempt shook the nation. Trump was hospitalized, but released later that day in stable condition. The fallout from the event was intense, with the Secret Service coming under fire for lapses in security. Director Kimberly Cheadle resigned amid the outcry, and President Joe Biden called for an independent investigation into the incident, emphasizing the need to condemn political violence. Nostradamus' quatrain about the great man being struck down during the day seems to eerily align with this attempt on Trump's life. The thunderbolt here could be interpreted as the sudden violence that unfolded at the rally, confirming that the prophecy's first half had come true. The second assassination attempt, September 2024. Only 2 months later, on September 15, 2024, Trump faced a second assassination attempt, this time while playing golf at his West Palm Beach estate. The attacker, Ryan Wesley Routh, had been hiding in the bushes near the golf course's perimeter, waiting for the right moment to strike. Luckily, Secret Service agents detected the threat in time, spotting the barrel of Routh's gun sticking out from the bushes. A confrontation ensued, and Routh fled the scene, but he was quickly apprehended after a brief car chase. Though no one was injured in the second attempt, it cemented Nostradamus' chilling prediction of another falls at nighttime. While the attack took place during the day, some scholars argue that the phrase "at nighttime" could symbolize the darkness surrounding these events, an unseen force orchestrating violence from the shadows, a conspiracy that could be lurking behind these attacks. The deeper meaning behind the prophecy. What stands out about Nostradamus' prophecy is the implication that these events are not isolated, but part of a larger, preordained series. The phrase, "according to the prediction," suggests that the second attempt on Trump's life was not a random act, but part of a broader prophecy, one that Nostradamus had already foreseen centuries ago. Could there be more to these assassination attempts than meets the eye? Some speculate that this quatrain hints at a deeper conspiracy, with shadowy forces at play, plotting the downfall of influential leaders like Trump. This interpretation suggests that the violence Trump has faced so far may only be the beginning of something much larger and more dangerous. What happens next? Nostradamus' ominous warning. The final lines of the quatrain point to even darker events on the horizon. Conflict at Reims, London, and pestilence in Tuscany. For those unfamiliar with Nostradamus' tendency to use symbolic language, it's important to note that when he mentions specific locations, he might not always be referring to those literal places. During Nostradamus' time, America had not yet been discovered, so some scholars believe that he used European cities as stand-ins for various parts of the world. In this case, conflict at Reims could be interpreted as turmoil in Washington, D.C., the political center of the United States. As Trump continues his campaign for the 2024 presidential election, the nation remains deeply divided, with political tensions running high. Could Nostradamus have foreseen further chaos in Washington, possibly linked to these assassination attempts? It seems more likely than ever. The mention of London and Tuscany in the same quatrain could indicate that Europe, too, is not immune to the chaos. In fact, recent events in France have already stirred controversy and unrest. The opening ceremony of the Paris 2024 Olympics, held on July 26, sparked backlash due to provocative performances, including a naked singer and drag queens portraying religious figures. Many viewed these performances as an affront to Christian values, further fueling cultural and political divisions in Europe. Following the ceremony, France experienced unexpected turmoil, from arson attacks on its high-speed rail network to Olympic flags mysteriously flying upside down. Some observers even noted similarities between the imagery used in the opening ceremony and the four horsemen of the apocalypse, leading to concerns that Europe could be on the brink of greater disasters. The final line of the quatrain, pestilence in Tuscany, suggests that disease could soon spread across the continent. This ties in with the predictions of American pastor Brandon Biggs, who, after accurately prophesying the attack on Trump, has now warned of a deadly plague that could kill millions worldwide. If this prophecy comes true, it could signal the beginning of a new global crisis, one that would devastate Europe and potentially the entire world. Trump's future, will he prevail? Despite these ominous predictions, Nostradamus' prophecies are not entirely grim for Trump. In another quatrain, the prophet speaks of a great man who will achieve victory, despite the challenges he faces. At the new city he is thoughtful to condemn. The bird of prey offers himself to the gods. After victory, he pardons his captives. At Cremona and Mantua, great hardships will be suffered. This verse, while cryptic, suggests that the great man will emerge victorious in a place known as the New City. Many interpret this as a reference to New York, but it could also symbolize Washington, D.C., where Trump's political career has unfolded. The bird of prey is seen as Trump, a figure who often offers himself to public scrutiny and criticism, but continues to rise above his detractors. The line about victory and pardoning captives could be a symbolic reference to Trump's political triumph, perhaps his re-election in the upcoming 2024 election. If Nostradamus' prophecy holds true, Trump may not only survive the assassination attempts but also return to power, solidifying his influence on the nation once more. The final word: a time of chaos and revelation. In conclusion, Nostradamus' prophecies surrounding Trump paint a picture of a turbulent future, filled with assassination attempts, political conflict, and possibly even global disaster. The cryptic nature of these quatrains leaves much to interpretation, but it's clear that Nostradamus envisioned a world on the brink of chaos. As we watch these events unfold in real time, it's impossible not to wonder, what else did Nostradamus foresee, and how much more of his prophecy will come to pass? While Trump has narrowly escaped death twice, the world remains in a state of uncertainty, and only time will tell whether the rest of Nostradamus' warnings will come true. For now, we must brace ourselves for whatever comes next, as history and prophecy continue to collide in ways we may not yet fully understand.